Aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you will be among the stars. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia. I am so excited for you to join me as we discuss today's topic. And we're discussing 4 ways how to reset, rebrand, and become her after a setback. In this video, we're talking about how to get the crown back, how to get back on the throne, and how to rebrand and reclaim who you are. So the first step is to acknowledge the setback. And by acknowledging the setback, this means you experience the feelings that the setback has brought into your life. So if you need to cry, cry. Let it out. If you need to scream, scream. And whatever feelings you're feeling, allow yourself and your body to feel them. Anger and disappointment are feelings that God gave us. These negative feelings came from God. They're there to alert us that what we're going through is painful to us. They're there to alert us that something is wrong in our lives. The sin comes when you start taking action and working on that anger to bring harm towards people, to bring harm towards yourself. So feel the anger, but don't act on anger. Use that anger instead to be better. Use that anger to make the decision to never be like the people that hurt you, to never be someone that brings pain that you're feeling in somebody else's life. That's a better way, and that's the godly way to use that anger versus using it to hurt somebody and to harm somebody in the process. So don't try to fight the feelings that you're feeling, even though they're negative. Feel them, but let them go and use them to bring positivity versus using them to bring negativity. And with experiencing the feelings that the setback has brought into your life, it gives you a chance to pay attention to the wounds that need to be healed. You cannot heal a false wound. You cannot heal a fake wound. That will not help you in the end, because the true wound that needs to heal is still there. It's still existing and it's still working against you. So do the brave thing. Yes, it's not fun. It's more painful to face wounds that are uncomfortable, that are truly painful. But for you to really and truly heal, you have to face them. You have to take care of those wounds. You have to tend to them just like you would an actual wound on your body. You have to nurture it. You have to change the band-aid. You have to continue checking that it's healing. So in that same way, the emotional and mental wounds that you are experiencing, take care of them, tend to them, nurture them, and heal them. And with time, they will heal. Another way to acknowledge the setback is to take time and realize that the only way is forward and up. When you realize that you are down here, the only way that you can go is up. And that is something to look forward to. That is something that should get you excited, because you are now heading towards better, and you will not allow yourself to fall any further, because you're making the decision to heal and you're making the decision to aim for better and to aim higher. And another reason that I love acknowledging the setback is that it makes you aware of the weaknesses and the things that you need to work on within yourself. So for example, if the setback resulted because you're the type of person that just allows anybody in your life, you're very open, you're welcoming, and you accept people who maybe people have warned you about in the past, like, don't be too open with this person. But because of the personality that you are, you just love to welcome people, and there's nothing wrong with that if you are that person. But with this example, let's say that the person or somebody that you invited in your life was working against you, being envious and maybe saying things behind your back that led you to lose a friend, that led you to lose a business connection, that led you to lose whatever. And this setback was meant to teach you that you have a weakness of not filtering people in your life properly. So as you acknowledge the setbacks, observe your weaknesses, learn what your weak points are, and that will motivate you to grow in those areas. That will motivate you to do better. And when you realize that you are doing better, like we spoke of earlier, that will lead to you going up, because from here, the only way forward is up. And because you now have this wisdom, you will not allow yourself to fall this low again. You will not allow people to take you for granted or take advantage of you, because you now have the wisdom that this setback was meant to teach you. So this brings us to the second step, which is create a sense of safety within yourself. After you've acknowledged the setbacks, you've paid attention to the lessons you were meant to learn, it's now time to create safety within yourself. And the first way to do this is to check in with yourself. And with checking in, this means you're checking on the progress of your healing. You're journaling to see where you are. You are reflecting on how you interact, the things that you're saying. You're being very self-aware, because as you're being self-aware, you will quickly identify if you're acting from a place of your wounds, if you're acting from a place of anger, if you're acting from a place of pain, and you're just spilling that hurt, that anger towards people, which is not good, and that will work against you. So do frequent check-ins. And as you do these check-ins, it will help you track the progress of your healing. It will help you track the progress of you going up and moving on. And best of all, what I like about you doing check-ins with yourself and doing them frequently and regularly is that it keeps you in control of yourself. When you are checking in on your emotions and your mental state, you are in control of how you behave. You know when you shouldn't be around a certain person because they will trigger you. You know when you shouldn't be around a certain event because they will trigger you. And even though you are triggered, you will have more control over yourself, your behaviors, your actions, because you are aware that you're working from a place that is not good. But also with the self-awareness that comes with checking in on yourself, it will let you know that you're acting and speaking from a healed version of you. You are kinder, you're nicer, you will see your growth, and that will give you the motivation and the courage to keep going, because you will see the progress that you are making and it will encourage you to keep going. The next way to create a sense of safety is to build your confidence. So this setback, if it's a mistake you made, it may have caused you to question yourself, to question your decision making, your confidence, whatever it may be. But as you build your confidence, this will increase the safety that you feel around the decisions you make, around the people that are around you, and the things that you're surrounding yourself with. And building confidence also means forgiving yourself, realizing that you are human, you make mistakes. This is your first time on earth, and you would not get it right the first time every time. So do not be so harsh on yourself. Give yourself compassion and know that you are doing your best. And as long as you know for a fact you gave 100% and you are doing all that you can and then some, you should not feel so badly for things not working out, because sometimes the learning lesson is in the falling. Sometimes the learning lesson is you failing, because the lessons you learn when you are down do not compare to the lessons that you will learn at the mountaintops. Setbacks are there to push you forward. Think of a bow and arrow. The arrow has to be pulled back so it can be pushed forward. So think of these setbacks that way. When you are taken back, it's only pushing you to go forward, and you will go further than you even thought. As long as you focus on healing, growing, and going further than you ever thought imaginable. Another way to build confidence is to gain wisdom. The more wisdom you have, the more confident you will be. So an example that I can give is, let's say you've had a series of bad relationships and it starts to bring your confidence down, and that you don't trust yourself with the men that you're picking, you don't trust yourself with the way you carry yourself in relationships, whatever it may be. But if you get wisdom on relationships, and this means reading books that speak on how to have a healthy relationship, books on how to heal yourself so you can be a healthy partner to the person that you meet. When you read these books, or when you speak to people who have had successful, healthy relationships and marriages, you will start to see where you were making mistakes, and some things may be obvious as you read these books, as you speak to people, the right people. And as you become more aware of what you were doing that was not working in the past, you will have more confidence going forward and going into the next relationship and selecting the next partner. So the more wisdom you get in something, this is not just relationships, it could be in business, it could be in finances, whatever in life. There's so many books that will give you so much wisdom. There's so many people out here who have the right experience that will guide you in the right way. But you just have to be sure that you're picking the right people who are successful in the thing that you are seeking. So that will give you confidence when you have a mentor, when you have a guide, when you have someone that you could check in with on your progress, or check in with on the decision you're about to make. So gain wisdom that way. But I also want to mention, if you are going to go the route of having a mentor or having someone that you check in with, be sure that you don't neglect your confidence in your decision making, because don't become someone that relies on what somebody else says. Work on your confidence so you can make the decision that's best for you. And that's why I started with wisdom first, because when you build your wisdom, you will be able to identify when someone is giving you bad advice. You will be able to identify when there's bad influence. And if you just go based on what people say, you will not be able to recognize it. So read the books, listen to the podcasts, get as much wisdom for you, and that will give you confidence. And this brings us to the next point on building confidence, which is eliminating the noise and getting rid of the things that are just bringing confusion and chaos into your life, into your mind, into your healing process. Get rid of the things that are not helping you heal, the things that are adding to your pain, or the things that are reminding you of the things that you're trying to forget, the things or the people that are reminding you of the person you don't want to be anymore. Get rid of the noise. And when you get rid of the noise and the confusion and the chaos, it will give you time to heal in the proper ways that you need to heal, so that your comeback, so that you becoming her is that much more powerful. And another way to create safety is by speaking life into yourself. When you've had a setback, it does not do well to beat yourself down. Like, just even think of the word, beat yourself down. You are adding more pain to yourself by dwelling on what went wrong, punishing yourself for what you did, not forgiving yourself for a mistake you didn't make. You are literally beating yourself down, and that will not help you get up. That will not build your confidence. So get rid of that behavior if you're doing it, and start to speak life into yourself. Start to speak of what is available. Start to speak of what you want. Start to work on those things and have a vision for that. Start to see that this setback does not mean the end. Instead, it just means that it's one thing that does not work, and you need to find another thing that does. So speak life to yourself, and I will always speak on this. Affirmations, biblical affirmations, are the best way to speak life into yourself. And I love this point because not everybody will get that crown and put it back on your head. Sometimes you have to pick your own crown and put it back on your head. And you do this by being positive and speaking life into yourself, life into what you're doing and what you're working on, life into who you are, your being, your existence. That crown is on your head. You need to keep it on your head. The third way to become her after a setback is to rebrand yourself. I love this one because this is such a powerful moment for you, and it's such an exciting moment to see how far you are going to go. The rebrand is personal. It is an apology to you for tolerating what you did not deserve. It's an apology to you for experiencing what you did not deserve. And it is an apology to you for the nonsense that you did not deserve. So this rebrand is personal. And when you take it that way, you will go as far as you can, and you will be amazed at what you can achieve when you are finally back on that throne. So the first step to rebrand is to make the decision to rebrand. Be true and commit to this step, because if you do not commit, you will go far and then you will stop. It's like resolutions. At the beginning of the year, you're so committed, you want to do this, but then as time goes by, you fall back, you go back into what's comfortable, what's familiar. But if you make the true decision to rebrand yourself, you will do it regardless of if it's the beginning of the year, and you will stick to what you are trying to do. The next way is to decide who you want to become. A lot of people will speak about, I'm becoming her, I'm becoming her. Who are you becoming? You are becoming who? Take time to reflect on who you want to become. This rebrand is personal, so don't decide to become what you see on the internet. Don't decide to become something because of what you saw another person do. Don't desire something because society says this is luxury, this is what you want. What do you want? Who do you want to become? Be true and authentic to you, because that is how it will stick, and that is how the change will be made, because you desire it truly for yourself, and this thing you're desiring is authentic to who you want to become. And with this, an example I can give is if you are rebranding and you're thinking of, I want a luxury car, let's say a G-Wagon. Why do you want a G-Wagon? Is it because society says it's a luxury car and having it symbolizes a status? Or is your true desire to just have a car that makes you feel safe, a car that gets you from point A to point B without lights flashing, the risk of a tire popping as soon as you get into a pothole? If your real desire is to have a safe and reliable car, put that as part of your rebrand. But if you truly desire and want the G-Wagon because it's what you really want, excluding whatever society has to add about that, then put that there. As you rebrand and determine who you want to become, use this analogy, because are you becoming someone that society is saying you should be, or are you becoming someone who you want to be? And when you've decided on who you want to become, the next step is to get rid of the old to make room for the new. Get rid of the old things. And this can be fun. This is where you start to get rid of the things that are weighing you down, the things that are attached to bad memories, the things that are attached to the woman you don't want to be anymore, the things that are attached to, I don't know, people who are no longer in your life, whatever it may be, the things that are just taking up space in your home, taking up space in your room, taking up space even in your mind. It's time to get rid of all these things, these old ideas, old habits, old thoughts, old things that are just holding you back, and they are just dead weight. Get rid of them so you can start working on the new you. You could start making room for the new that will lead to you becoming the woman that you've decided you want to become. And this point is so important because as you rebrand, people will be able to not only see that you've changed because you've changed your clothes, let's say, you've changed your makeup. People will not only be able to see the change, but they will feel the change in your aura, your energy. They will hear the change in the way that you speak, because if the rebrand includes changing how you communicate, and it is so powerful when people can see, sense, and feel the change into the new woman that you've become, into the powerful woman that you've become, and you will be received differently based on the new person that you have now become. And as you rebrand, another thing I want to mention is that envision what is available for you. Don't limit yourself on what you believe is available for you to have, on what you believe you deserve. Aim high, shoot for the moon. Always aim as high as you can, because you never know how far you will go because you aimed high. I love the saying, aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you will be among the stars. Always aim high as you envision the new version of you that you want to be, as you rebrand yourself and as you rebrand your life. Another thing is, as you start working towards the rebrand, have the courage to let go of the things and the people that are not serving you, and also have the courage to do the things that you want to do. Change is scary. Going for something new is scary, but if you continue to hold on to the vision that you want to be, the new version that you want to become, the new life that you want, it will make you having the courage to go for it that much more sweeter, because you are getting something that you truly want and desire. And with having the courage to move on, I do want to mention that with breakups, I know that this could be very painful, very difficult, and moving on is easier said than done. But the truth is, it's possible. And that's why I mentioned the point of envisioning what's available to you. If you decide to see that there's a healthier relationship that's available to you, you're able to see that there's a healthier partner that's available to you, you will have the courage to at least start moving on, versus choosing to be stuck in the hope of getting back with your partner or getting that relationship back, especially if it was toxic. It failed for a reason. If you were meant to be with this person, they will come back. But moving on also means maintaining your life. Do not get stuck in a state of depression. Do not get stuck in a state of not wanting to date anyone else, or just being stuck in negative feelings. Yes, I know it's easier said than done, but when you start to envision what's available for you, you will get excited about what the possibilities are. And also with being stuck with depression, and this is not only with breakups, with whatever the setback may be, when you start to help other people, and this could be volunteering or just helping somebody else, when you start to get outside of yourself and see that there's a purpose for you outside of you, I hope what I'm explaining makes sense, but when you help someone and you get that true, genuine thank you, that true, genuine smile. Let's say you volunteered at a food bank and you're giving these people these healthy, warm meals, and you could just see the joy in their face of them appreciating something that to you may seem so small, but to them it means the world to them. You start to see that the things that you're depressed about, it will get you out of being self-centered. And I do apologize if this is the wrong word. I just can't think of the right word right now, but it will get you out of yourself so that you are giving to somebody else out there. And when you receive that reaction, it will lift your spirits. Helping people lifts your spirits, and this is why they say it's better to give than to receive. If you try that once, even if you're not depressed, just go help people that are in need, and you will see how fulfilled and how much it will help you in return. And this brings us to the fourth step on how to become her after a setback, and this is self-care. And with self-care, truly reflect on if you are taking care of yourself. Are you neglecting yourself in small ways that are adding up? You're not cleaning your room, you're not cleaning your house, you're not showering even. Sometimes life does take you that low that you don't want to shower, you don't want to do basic hygiene stuff. Are you eating? But try to reflect in what ways you're neglecting your self-care and try to stop doing that and incorporating those self-care habits back into your life. And with self-care, this means mental self-care, emotional self-care, physical self-care, as well as spiritual self-care. Be sure that you're taking care of yourself holistically and not neglecting one area. As we mentioned, this comeback is personal, so this means the whole you has to come back. Do not abandon your physical care because you're taking care of yourself emotionally. Everything has to be taken care of. You are a whole being. This means take care of your whole self. And with physical self-care, I do want to mention this because our bodies are something that we can easily neglect. With between life being so busy and whatever setback it is that's keeping you in low vibration moods, it's easy to neglect your physical care in these moments. But I do want to make the point that if you think of your body as your passport and your visa that's keeping you on earth, you will start to understand the importance of your physical self-care. You cannot be on earth without your body. You literally cannot. If you neglect your emotional health, you still have your body, you're still on earth. Your mental health, you neglect that, you won't be that great, but you're still on earth. But if you neglect your physical body, without your body, you are literally gone. You cannot be here without a body. So don't neglect your body. It does so much for you. Love it back and take care of it. Another way to practice self-care is to ask yourself what you're doing to make the shift. What are you doing to make the rebrand? And this is important because you have to hold yourself accountable to make this change. You have to hold yourself accountable for this to be successful. So reflect on what you are doing and frequently ask yourself if you have done something today that is making the shift, if you have done something today that is rebranding yourself to becoming the person that you want to become. And also, as you work in your rebrand, this is not a one-day thing. You will constantly have to check in on yourself. Always ask yourself if you are proud of the woman that you are becoming. Are you proud of the rebrand that you are working towards? Because if you met yourself in the future, would you be happy and proud of the woman that she is? Would you be proud of her mindset, the decision she has made, the person that she has become? If you met your future self today, would you be proud? Because the decisions that you are making today are leading you to being the person that you will be in the future. Do not underestimate any small decision that you are making. Small decisions compound over time, and with time, you will see the effects of those small decisions. So be wise with every decision that you are making, especially with this rebrand, because you could just as easily decide to not rebrand yourself and to stay in a low vibration mood and have a low vibration life. But if you make the decision to rebrand yourself and to become the woman of your dreams, reflect frequently on if you are making decisions that will lead you to being that person. And as part of your self-care during the rebrand, be sure that you are doing something that excites you. So ask yourself, when was the last time you did something that made you so excited? When was the last time that you had a belly laugh? When was the last time you just let your hair down and just let life be? When was the last time? And if you cannot remember when the last time was, this is your assignment. Add fun to your calendar. Make sure that you put it in this week, but add something that excites you, that ignites you monthly. Your excitement, your joy, and you just having a great time in life is so important and should not be neglected. So find that thing that makes you happy. Do not lose yourself because you're so busy working. You're so busy making time for friends and family. You are just as important in adding the things that make you happy, adding the things that truly excite you, give you belly laughs. Those things are so important, and make sure you add them, because laughter is medicine. And when you have just been going through it, you truly deserve to laugh. You truly deserve to enjoy life and just have a good time doing the things that make you happy. And I love this point, because if this setback was caused by people who intentionally wanted to bring you harm, wanted to bring you pain, it will kill them to see you happy. It will kill them to see you thriving and just you're rebranded, and they can see that change. They feel that change. They hear that change. And you're someone who decided to focus on yourself versus seeking vengeance. It will kill them that you are thriving and that you are better and that you still have the crown on your head, regardless of what they attempted to do. And even if it's not people who intentionally were doing something, those people who are secretly celebrating your downfall, kill them by rebranding, kill them by coming out even better, and kill them by still wearing that crown. But most importantly, this rebrand, this comeback should be for yourself. Do not ever do things to get a reaction from people. Do not ever do things to get whatever from other people. You do things that are true and authentic to you always, and that is how you stay on top. That is how you stay a winner. When you focus on yourself, good things come to you. Do not do things to get an applause. Do not do things to get a reaction from people or to make people feel a certain way. You will never feel happy, and that takes you out of you. That takes you out of your lane. Stay in your lane and water your grass. When you water your grass and you focus on your grass, it will be so green, and your life will be full of success, abundance, and you will thrive. And that is how you come back so powerfully after a setback. So I hope that this video was helpful and that it encourages you in your process of rebranding and coming back after the setback and the journey to becoming her. I am excited to see the woman that you become. I am so excited for you, girl. Good luck on your journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you again for watching my video. I wanted to say, take a moment to check out my online jewelry store, Pretty Dainty. It is faith-based jewelry that is both elegant and beautiful, and when you wear it, it is a reminder of God's love and His promises for us and His plans for our lives. I will link the website below, and happy shopping. With lots of love, Nia.